I got a quick question for you. Are you looking to make your iPhone or somebody else's iPhone low vision friendly? In this video, we're going to cover the accessibility vision settings, how we can set those up for anyone that has a visual impairment. Be they someone that has age-related vision loss, legally blind such as myself, or maybe even dark blind. With Apple Intelligence and all the advancements and improvements with the AI type stuff, it's a prudent thing to go in and check. If you've been using adaptive software, i.e. iPhone accessibility features for some period of time, now would be a good time to go back through, check out anything that's new, different, or maybe make some customized adjustments to the settings that better works for you. So in this video, we're going to take a look at that. Sound good? Check this out. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of the making iPhone low vision friendly, I want to take a minute to thank all my subscribers. I was just notified through YouTube that we have surpassed the 2,000 subscribers mark, which thank you very much for all your support. And as always, if you have any questions or concerns you'd like me to pay attention to, you want to make me aware of, check out the comment section down below. I respond to everyone that I see. Let me know what you're thinking, ask a question, whatnot. While you're at it, you may want to give us a thumbs up, interact with the video, let me know what you think. Let's think about this for a moment. With all the new iOS 18.2 updates and Apple working on the Apple Intelligence and AI being, top of mind these days, it's a good idea to go through and check our settings for accessibility, even those of us that, are longtime users. There are new things out there that we might want to take advantage of. And then again, there are some settings that we might want to tweak, whether it's make the text larger or bold the text or change the background. We're going to go through a lot of that stuff. Sound good? So with no further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use my little iPhone 14 Pro Max. And I'm going to do a screen recording using the included software on the iPhone. Nothing special bought here, it's just what the iPhone comes with. And if you have any questions about how that works, post them in the comment section down below, and if enough people ask about it, I'll show you how to use all that. It's really pretty easy, and you can share a lot of stuff with people. So having said that, let me just take a minute and get this thing going. Okay, so let me first introduce you to my phone, and you see the screenshot or the split screen here. I'll be on one side, the phone will be on the other. If you're looking at the screen, you're going to notice that the text is really large. We'll get into that here in a bit. And you also hear VoiceOver talking. And as a visually impaired person that's legally blind, one of the first things we want to do is go in and turn on VoiceOver so it helps us go through a lot of the other settings. So let's watch the phone screen here while I run through some accessibility VoiceOver stuff real quick. And again, I'm just going to give you a brief overview of these step-by-step settings that we'll go through and set up, adjust, customize.
Battery, general, button, accessibility, button.
And for those of you that don't know, with VoiceOver turned on, I take my one finger, I start at the left side of the screen, and I just swipe across, and that moves down the list of items, and it reads them as it's highlighted. With accessibility highlighted, I'm going to take a single finger, double tap to open that.
Accessibility heading.
And with VoiceOver turned on, this is how the gestures will change on the iPhone versus having VoiceOver turned off. Gestures work completely different. Just a quick heads up.
Personalize iPhone in ways that work best for you with accessibility features for vision, mobility, hearing, speech, and cognition. Learn more, link.
And that's VoiceOver reading that for the voice that I have selected and the speaking rate that I have set up that best suits me when I'm doing some of these recordings. And we'll talk about how to speed this up and slow it down here in a little bit if you use VoiceOver. Not everyone does.
Vision heading. VoiceOver on button.
So there is where the VoiceOver is one of the first of the list on vision for accessibility features. We'll just open that up.
VoiceOver, switch button, on.
And the first bit of text here is going to explain the differences in the gestures.
Tap once to select an item. VoiceOver speaks items on the screen. Tap once to select an item. Double tap to activate the selected item. Learn more, link.
And we talked about that. And there is a section in here where you can go through and you can do voiceover practice and that kind of stuff where you can work on these if you haven't done it before, if you haven't set these things up. For you folks that's been doing it for a while, this is old hat. I understand. We're just kind of doing a review here on how to make the iPhone low vision friendly for a wide variety of people.
What's new in VoiceOver? Link. VoiceOver practice. VoiceOver tutorial. Button. Speaking rate. Heading. Speaking rate, 56, adjustable.
Okay, there's a speaking rate where we can speed it up or slow it down.
Speaking rate, heading. Adjust the speaking rate, 46, 36, 26, 16.
And basically I just selected it with one finger and swipe from top down with one finger to move it one way or the other. Let's speed it back up here just a little bit.
26, 36, 46, 56.
Does that sound good? How about we just leave it there for right now? Now that I've got VoiceOver turned on and I've got the speaking rate set to something that's maybe easier to understand, let's go ahead and back out of this and let's go into some low vision friendly settings. How about we start with display and brightness? Let's go find that.
Accessibility, back button. VoiceOver, on, button. Personalize iPhone in settings, back button. Accessibility, button, general, battery, personal hotspot, cellular, air, personal hot, battery, general, accessibility, camera, control center, display brightness, button.
Okay, put display and brightness selected. Let's go ahead and double tap that with one finger to open that up.
Appearance, heading.
Okay, and you see that we have some selections here on appearance. For me, I like the dark background. If you want to change it to the light background, we'll select it with one finger, double tap it to open it.
Light, button, selected, light.
And it changes to where the background is a lighter color and the text is the darker. But I prefer the dark background, so let's go ahead and switch that back real quick.
Dark, button, selected, dark.
I think it makes it easier to see the text.
Automatic, switch button, off. Text size, button. Automatic, switch button, off.
We'll talk a little bit more about that here shortly. Let's look at some other things first.
Text size, button.
Okay, text size. I'm going to go ahead and open that up.
Apps that support dynamic type will adjust to your preferred reading size below.
And that is basically what it does. And you adjust it the same way as you would any of the other sliders. You take one finger, select the slider.
100, adjustable.
And if I swipe from the top to the bottom of the screen,
$45, adjustable.
The font gets smaller. And if I go from the bottom to the top,
82, adjustable. 100, adjustable.
the text gets larger. Now, the good thing about at 100% for me, if I don't want to use VoiceOver, I can use my magnifier and I can hold it up to the screen, do my look, and I can read that text with the magnifier, and I don't need to use VoiceOver, which comes in pretty handy in certain situations. What are those, you might ask? Say if I'm out to one of the kids' events and we're in a gymnasium and there's a lot of ambient noise that I can't hear the VoiceOver on, I have two choices. I can put my AirPods Pro 2s in, which they do a pretty good job of noise cancellation and putting it in directly in my ears, but it makes it kind of hard to listen to any of the background. So if I just get like a text message, a ding or something like that, and I need to check it, I just throw it up, pull out my magnifier, and I can read it without VoiceOver on. Another good or bad thing about these is you can just put one in one ear at a time and then switch them around so that you can have more than a couple hours, because each one of these lasts a couple hours on a charge, if you've got noise cancellation on and you get the volume very high and those kinds of things, just makes more of a demand on the battery. I know this isn't iPhone settings, but I use these all the time with my iPhone, especially when I'm out and about and I want to listen to VoiceOver, because one of the things, we want to be private, but we want to be informed as well. And if you've got this thing yammering in the
Apps that
background,
support dynamic type will adjust to your preferred reading size below.
it's annoying to a lot of people. I know my daughters and my wife, not my mother, my wife, she kind of acts like my mother sometimes, but that's okay, I love her. And they hear this yammering in the background that interrupts them from what they're doing. They just kind of give me that side eye, like, can you really put your headphones on or something, turn that noisy stuff off, I don't want to hear it. It happens. So we have to be cognizant of our surroundings and how we interact with and how we affect other people. We can't always control what other people do. We can control what we do. So, just real quick, these are good out and about. These are actually better if you want to be in your own little world. They're more comfortable. The battery life is a lot better. And the noise cancellation is better. They seal around your ears better because they go around the outside of your ear, not in your ear canal, which kind of aggravates you after a while. These don't do that. And that's the AirPod Max, if you didn't know, by the way. Strongly recommend if you don't have them. That's a topic for another discussion, but these are all things that we use to make the iPhone friendly, especially for those of us that use VoiceOver. Now let's get a little bit more into the display and brightness here. What do you say?
100, adjustable.
We're going to leave the text size set at 100%.
100, adjustable. Display brightness, text size, button. Bold text, switch button, off.
Now, the next setting here is bold text. If you want to make the text bolder, thicker, that's where you do that here. You turn that on, and you're going to have to restart your phone because it does some more other things about resetting some settings and whatnot. Excuse me. But I don't need bold text, but you might, if it helps you. Kind of play around with text size and bold text to see what best works for your visual needs. It's really pretty simple to do. It's just right here. So moving on to the next thing.
Brightness, heading.
Okay, now brightness is how bright or how dim the screen is, maximum, where I've got this set at now. So if I adjust this all the way up, it's going to be really bright.
Screen brightness, 71, 81, 91, 100, 100.
That's as bright as it's ever going to get, and that is locked. The way that I have it set right now, I don't have automatic screen dimming on. That's how it's going to be all the time. Now, if I were to turn the dimming feature on, as bright as it would ever get is 100%, or where I have the maximum at set. Anyway, that seems to be the way it works for me. And then as you get into a bright sunny environment or under some bright studio lights like these are right here, it's going to go to 100%, so it's as bright as it needs to be, or as bright as your device will allow it to be. And that's where we run into a few differences with some of the older devices. It's like your 9s, or not like your 9s, but your 8s and your 10s. Your 10s were a little bit brighter than the 8s were, which were a little bit better, or about the same as the 7s. Then when you get into the 12s and the 13s are a little bit better, the 14s are a little brighter, the 15s and the 16s are even brighter still. But do you really need that? If you do, then you go with the latest and the greatest flagship, which in my opinion would be the iPhone 16 Pro Max. I like the larger screen because it accommodates the larger font, the larger print, better than the smaller screen does. I know it doesn't sound like much, but it does. Especially if you're going to consume any other visual stuff on the screen and you don't want to carry around an iPad, which is great, but an iPad is not going to fit in your pocket. The Pro Max series of the phones, yeah, it's the flagship, yeah, it's the most expensive, but it provides things that I need. You may be different. But having said that, Moving right along.
Screen brightness, 100. Adjustable, 90. Screen bright, 80. 70.
I'm going to go ahead and set that back. One of the things is the brighter the screen is, the easier it is to see. For some folks, it's hard on others, but it does use more battery to keep that screen lit that bright. So I just find something that I see really well that doesn't seem to be too bright. And then in those occasions when I'm out and it's boiling sun and it's really, really bright, I can go into Control Center and manually, and this is what I like to do, I like to adjust the brightness manually and not care so much about the automatic stuff, the auto dimming and whatnot, trying to save battery. Make sense? It's pretty easy to do. So let's check out and see what else is next.
Brightness, screen brightness, true tone, switch button, on.
True tone, I leave that turned on. It kind of helps with the color somewhat. I have a color perception issue being legally blind, so I don't really see colors all that well. But the girls, they seem to like that way it automatically adjusts that tone and stuff. I know there's some photo bugs out there, camera people, that drives them insane because it's not natural or true or whatever. Set it the way you like it. It's here, that's what it's there for.
Automatically adapt iPhone display based on ambient lighting conditions to make colors appear consistent in different environments.
Couldn't have said it any better myself, right?
Night shift, 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. button.
And you can go in and you can set up the night shift to where it will auto dim or it'll change the color of the font, the text and stuff like that. It just depends on what best suits you. I know some folks like to use like the red color at night, so it kind of preserves their night vision more so than others, you know, like a brighter, bluer light. I don't really see red very well, so I don't use that, but it may work for you. You can set that up, and also you can adjust the time that it goes into night shift, whatever's appropriate for you. Might come in handy if you are one of those folks that like to keep your phone on the nightstand beside the bed. Might be a good thing to do.
Auto lock, 5 minutes, button.
This is where you can go in and set up the display as to how long it will be dormant before it just auto locks. You know, and then the next thing is it'll see if you can set it or adjust it so that you can see if you're looking at the screen or not. You know, paying attention to it. If you're not, if it's just laying over there on the table or something, it'll auto lock and go into some other features that we'll talk about here in a little bit.
Raise to wake, switch button, off.
Raise to wake, that's where you can go in right here and set that up. So if you set the phone down on the table, you pick it up, you raise it up, you pick it up, and it unlocks it and it goes into wherever the page was that you left it at when you set it down. I don't like that. I'd rather just manually open it when I want to open the screen, because I'm always picking it up, setting it down, and putting it in my pocket or moving it around. And anytime it's at rest, it'll go to sleep, and then every time you move it, it lights back up. And I just don't care for that, but you might. If you do, just go ahead and turn raise to wake, turn it on. It'll use more battery, and it might be easier for you, so you don't have to do anything else other than just, oh, I need to make a call, pick it up, and then it automatically opens up. That's what it does. It unlocks the screen, and you're ready to tell it whatever you wanted to tell it if you use Siri.
Raise to wake, always on display, on, button.
Here's where you turn the always on display on. I use that because I like to keep the clock visible, the calendar, and the weather visible on the screen, so I can just touch that shortcut and it will tell me some brief information as to what it's doing outside, or if it's cold, if I need to wear a sweater, that kind of stuff. And I can just give it a quick glance and I can see what time it is without touching the phone. I like the always on display. It does use a little bit of battery, but I like the convenience of the features that you can go in and you can set up different widgets. And whatever widget you have on that home screen, it's just right there at a glance away. Okay, what do you say while we're at it, let's take a look at setting up the lock screen as far as some different widgets and how the always on display does work. So let's just check out I'm going to share the screen here with the downshot of the iPhone 14 Pro Max that I'm using. I'm also going to attempt to show you how the gestures do change a little bit when you turn VoiceOver on. Okay, So let's kind of play around with that for a little bit for just a minute, because it's all about making the iPhone low vision friendly for a wide variety of people, not just those of us like myself that's legally blind, but also for those individuals that are coming to terms with low vision loss due to age-related stuff. You know, as we get old, the old peepers just don't focus quite like they did when we were younger. Or me, anyway, that's the way it is for most of us. So let's just take a look at the lock screen and the widgets that are on there and how we can kind of play around with that. And the differences between having VoiceOver on and those gestures and VoiceOver being turned off, like if you just need larger, bolder text. So let's play with that for just a minute. Here we go. So if you look at the screen, like right over here, yeah, over there somewhere, I'm going to have the iPhone.
12:15 p.m. Try again.
And that is with the screen locked. Okay, well let's take a look at it. Let's just take a look at this right over here. With VoiceOver turned on, I'm going to take one finger, I'm going to touch the screen.
12:17 p.m. 12:18 p.m.
And with that, it reads the time. One of the other widgets that's on here.
12:18 p.m. Calendar. Thursday, January 9th. No events today. Your day is clear.
Is the calendar. The third.
Weather, 24 degrees. Partly cloudy. High of 27 degrees. Low of 9 degrees.
Is the weather. And if I swipe again from left to right.
12:18 calendar. Weather, 20 flashlight. Off. Button.
There's a flashlight.
Camera. Button.
And camera.
Assistive touch. Assistive touch
And
menu.
that little dot right there is for assistive touch, which we'll get into that in another video. So, can we adjust this? Add widgets, subtract widgets? Let's kind of play around with that a little bit here, because I'm going to illustrate with you how easy it can be to use once you get it set up, but then how frustrating it is getting it set up with VoiceOver, because the way that everything changes, the way the gestures and the taps and the swipes and stuff like that work. So let's see if we can get this thing to open up. Okay, so let's play around with this a little bit, see if we can customize this lock screen a bit. And keep in mind that sometimes it can be a bit frustrating trying to get it to navigate, make the changes that we want with VoiceOver turned on due to the differences in the way gestures work.
Try again. 12:21 p.m.
So if I try to change this anyway, if I swipe, it's just going to go from one widget to the next.
Calendar, weather, 20 calendar, 12:21 p.m.
So then if I select it and double tap on it, what's that going to do?
12:21 p.m. 12:21 p.m.
Not really anything. So let me go ahead and turn VoiceOver off, and let's see if that makes any difference. I'm going to go into my accessibility shortcut by pressing the side button here 3 times. 1, 2, 3.
p.m. Alert, accessibility
Turn VoiceOver off.
But voiceover off.
And now if it goes into customize. Well, let's turn VoiceOver back on so maybe we can work with and without it, okay? Because I can't see what's going on the screen well enough to not make any adjustments without having VoiceOver telling me what's going on the screen.
VoiceOver on, collections wallpaper, weather, conditions widget and calendar. Next.
2-finger, single tap, shuts it up. So let's go down here to
Customize button.
Let's see what Customize does for us. What do you say?
Customize wallpaper, heading. Customize lock screen wallpaper, weather, conditions widget and calendar. Next events widget and next events widget, button.
Okay, well let's double tap that and see what happens.
Thursday cancel, button.
I guess it canceled it.
Lock screen, cancel done. Thursday, January 9th, 12, lock screen, cancel done. Lock screen, explore image, camera, remove flash, weather, calendar, clock widget, calendar, done, button. Collections wallpaper, weather, conditions widget and calendar, next events widget, button.
Okay, well, I'm going to take 3 fingers and I'm going to swipe from right to left and see what that does for us.
Astronomy wallpaper, weather, temperature astronomy wallpaper, weather, astronomy wallpaper, clock, astronomy wallpaper.
Okay, well, that's going to give us a bunch of different choices that we can choose from to customize. So let's go back to where we were. 3 finger swipe from left to right.
Astronomy wallpaper, collections wallpaper, weather, conditions widget and calendar, next events widget.
2 finger single tap shuts it up.
Add new lock screen wallpaper, button.
Well, I don't really want to add anything, so let's try customize.
Customize, button. Customize wallpaper, heading. Customize lock screen wallpaper, weather, done. Cancel, button. Collections wallpaper, weather, conditions widget and delete. Activate, default, delete. Activate, default.
So basically that's 1 finger swipe from the bottom of the screen to the top of the screen is giving me options of whether to delete this or activate. So I'm going to double tap it to activate as soon as I hear activate spoken again.
Delete. Activate, default. 12:24 p.m.
So how do we customize this? There's got to be a way, right? We got to be able to change the font. We got to be able to change the colors. So let's play around with that a little bit more here.
12:25 p.m. Alert. Accessibility selected. VoiceOver off.
VoiceOver off. So if I just touch that and I move it this way or that, let me turn VoiceOver back on.
VoiceOver on. Delete button. Collections wallpaper. Weather. Delete button.
I don't really want to
Actions
delete
available.
it, so let me swipe from left to right, see what happens.
Wallpaper 1 of 7. Adjustable. Customize button. Customize wallpaper. Heading. Customize lock screen wallpaper. Customize home screen wallpaper. Button. Customize lock screen wallpaper. Weather. Conditions widget and cancel done. Cancel. Button. Camera. Button. Remove flashlight. Button. Weather. Widget. Weather. Conditions widget. Widget. Button.
What if I,
Actions
well, that
available.
is selected. What if I double tap on it? What is it going to do?
Add widgets. Heading.
Now it's going to allow me to add some widgets. Let's see what we have here.
Add widgets. Close. Button. Calendar. Next. Weather. Temperature. Clock. Next alarm. Widget description. Weather. Air quality. Widget description. Weather. Sunrise and sunset. Widget description. Clock. City digital. Widget description. Add fitness. Activity. Widget description. Clock. World clock. Widget. Home. Lights. Widget description. See Amazon. Button. Home. Lights. Clock. World clock. Home. Amazon. Batteries. Calendar. Chrome. Button. Calendar. Batteries. Amazon. Home. Clock. World clock. Fitness. Activity. Clock. City digital. Widget weather. Sunrise and sunset. Widget description. Weather. Air quality. Widget description. See the current air quality index for your location. Available in some countries and regions. Widget. Circular. Button.
So it seems like there's quite a few different widgets here we can select to put on the lock screen if we want to.
Clock. Next alarm. Widget is weather. Temp. Calendar. Next. Close. Button.
So I'm going to close that. Let's try
Lock
this.
screen. Calendar. Widget. Calendar. Next. Add widgets. Heading.
Same thing. So let's close that.
Close. Button.
What about the clock?
Lock screen. Lock screen. Cancel. Lock screen. Cancel. Lock screen. Cancel done. Thursday, January. Not calendar. Widget. Add widgets. Heading. Home. Lights. Widget description. See a summary of the lights in your home. Widget. Clock. Fitness. Clock. Weather. Weather. Clock. Weather. Calendar. Close. Button. Add widgets. Heading. Close. Button. Lock screen. Cancel done. Thursday, January 9th. 12:27. Thursday. Lock screen. Explore image. Document. Cancel done. Thursday, January 12:20. Thursday. No events today. Your day is clear. 8. Caption. Heading. Lock screen. Lock screen. Lock screen. Caption. Head. Document. No events to Thursday. 12. Thursday. Cancel done. Image. Heading. Document. Cancel done. Thursday. Cancel done. Cancel done. Cancel done. Thursday. Cancel done. Image. Done. But image explorer. Done. Button. Lock screen. Cancel done. Thursday, January 9th, 12:28. Thursday, January 9th. A severe weather. No events today. 24 degrees. Partly cloudy. Your day is clear. H 27 degrees. L 9 degrees.
So there's got to be a way to change the color on this. Let's turn VoiceOver off again and just kind of play around with it. I'll edit it in post.
Alert. Accessibility selected. VoiceOver off.
There we go. So with VoiceOver turned off, just one finger touch on the clock opened this up so we can customize the clock settings. So let me turn VoiceOver back on so I can hear what my options are.
VoiceOver on. Globe. Button. Font color. Heading.
So we can adjust the font color.
Close. Button. Selected. 12. SF soft numeric. Bold. 12. 12. 12. 12. 12. 64. Adjustable.
What's 64 adjustable all about?
74. 84.
Okay. Guess that makes it a little bit larger.
12. 12. 12. 12. 12. Selected. 12. SF soft numeric. Bold. Button.
That's a soft numeric and it's bold. Doesn't look too awfully bad. I think I'll leave it there for the time being. Now what if I want to change colors or something like that?
Lock screen. Thursday, January 9th. White. Button.
White?
Multicolor gradient between cyan and red. Button.
What that is? Let's try that.
Multicolor gradient between cyan and red.
Okay, that might be something good.
Cyan. Button.
What's cyan? I'm not sure.
Cyan.
Okay.
Purple. Button. Purple. Button. Pink. Button. Red. Button. Lock screen. The opacity slide. Pink. Button. Pink.
Are you a pink kind of person? What's this opacity do?
Opacity slider. Opacity 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100.
Okay, well, let's take that back down.
90, 90, 85, 80, 70, 70, 65, 60, 55.
What is?
Red. Button. Red orange. Button. Red. Button. Red.
Are you into red? I'm more into white. Let's go back to white.
Red. Pink. Purple. Purple. Cyan blue. Cyan. But multicolor gray. White. Button. White. 84. Adjust 70, 60, 54, 44, 34, 20, 14, 4.
Let's keep trying to play around
12,
with it a little
4,
bit
14,
as we
20, 34, 44, 50, 60, 70, 84. 84.
seems
Adjustable.
to be making it larger or smaller, doesn't it?
70, 60, 54. 44, 34. Lock screen. Thursday, 34, 44, 54.
I think I'm gonna leave it there. Is there other things I can do? Let's try a 3-finger swipe up.
Lock screen. Thursday, January 9th.
3-finger
12.
swipe
SF
down.
rounded numeric. Medium. 54.
Nope.
Adjustable. 12.
What if
SF
I try
rounded
the-
numeric. Medium. Button.
A 3-finger swipe from left to right. Nope. 3-finger swipe from right to left.
Page 2 of 2.
Oh, well, looky here. More to choose from. What do you think? Are you ready to maybe customize your iPhone and make it low vision friendly? Maybe we introduced you to some settings that you hadn't paid any attention to or didn't know about before. Important thing to keep in mind here is regardless of vision problem, whether it's just age-related vision or legally blind, such as myself and others, you can take the iPhone through the accessibility settings, the vision settings, and make the iPhone friendly for somebody with low vision. And I've been using the iPhone since, well, the little 4S, the 5S, and currently I'm using the 14 Pro Max, which you've seen the screenshots of. Be interested to find out what you think, though. Are you into using a smartphone? Do you use Apple products, iPhones, iPads? They all work pretty much the same as far as the accessibility settings for vision goes. Consider leaving us a comment. Let me know what your experiences are with low vision and smart devices. consider subscribing if you haven't. And for all those of you that have subscribed, thank you so much for helping us reach the 2,000 subscriber milestone. I really do appreciate that. In the description box, there will be some Amazon links for the best price that I could find on the AirPods Pro 2 and the iPod Max as well. Sometimes refurbished is the way to go. You can save a bunch of money. Check out the description for the links. Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you the next time. And make sure like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and share. Thank you. Catch you in the next one. Bye.